Good morning, everybody. It is like 9:30 Saturday morning right now, and we are going to the Columbus Card Show at the Hilliard Fairgrounds in Columbus, Ohio. Right now, I'm at the gas station because I don't really have enough gas to get there at the moment, so we're just filling up. This one's actually out of service, and I'm waiting on somebody, so I'm already a little behind, but that's just how things go. So we're gonna get some gas, and then we're going to drive to the show. We're just looking to pick up today some cards to grade. I'm not sure like if we're really gonna find anything today like gradable. This is a bigger show in Columbus, and I feel like the bigger shows you tend to not find as much gradable product, because I think those vendors have more capital to actually support grading as well as just general vending. But we're gonna go and see anyway, because the other thing I'm looking for is just a couple cards for the PC. Here we go. We're up to the pump. But yeah, we're looking for a couple cards for the PC. We're looking for like Expedition Mew #1 would be awesome. Just looking for an English copy of that that's mostly clean. But yeah, looking for a couple other things, always looking for Aquapolis Houndoom. And then, I don't know, really just anything that is going to go good on my binder pages for like Gen 2 through 4 legendaries, stamped cards, all that kind of So, yeah, we're going to get this gas right now, and then, yeah, we'll see you in like a little bit at the show. Forgot one thing. We got to stop at Chick-fil-A because I got to eat. If I don't eat, I get really, really cranky. And I gotta think clearly. While I'm at this show. I can't be clouded by hunger. So we're getting a chicken biscuit with bacon and pepper jack cheese and a bottle of water to wash it all down. All right, we just got done in there. I was there about 2.5 hours for a local show. That was pretty packed. I was gonna try to get some videos of stuff, but dude, I was just like zapped. And I couldn't even think straight. There was so much going on. But anyway, we're heading back to the car. We're gonna get home. We're gonna go over some of these pickups. All right, it's been about 5 hours and we are back from the show. I actually left the show like probably 2.5 hours from when I recorded that stuff. It was very busy today. There was a lot going on. This is like two, I don't know, farmhouse type things. And both were packed to the brim. I went to the same show in the fall and it was really nice. It was busy, but this was even busier. So I think that just goes to show like the state of like the hobby and collecting in general. I definitely saw a lot more One Piece, a lot more Dragon Ball, a lot more of those other TCGs also than I normally do. Usually this seems pretty Pokemon dominant, but there's a lot of stuff today. So yeah, it was very busy. I left that though, and I had to go help a friend move after that. And then I got home and I had to make sure I got my dog to the park while it was still nice out. It was a beautiful day here in Ohio. So had to make sure that my friends and my pets were taken care of. You gotta take care of the friends and the pets. But now that we're back, let's go ahead and take a look at this haul. I think we did pretty good today. We spent a bit of money. When I go to a show, I'm usually looking pretty much for hard to find personal collection cards, things that I don't really want to buy on eBay just because I'd like to see them in person, or I'd like to make a good deal to get them and pay cash, hopefully knock 10% or so off. It's really hard to do that on eBay sometimes because margins are difficult, especially on raw cards. Just, eBay's eating 13%, and that's a minimum. That's not counting ad fees or anything like that, pretty much. So hard to get a good deal sometimes on eBay on things. So I like to go and try to find PC cards at these shows. But then in addition to that, I'm also always looking for cards that I can grade. Obviously, I love grading cards. I think it's a great way to kind of fund what I buy for the personal collection. But one thing I don't usually do is look for sealed. But I have been thinking about getting a Battle Styles booster box for a while now. I think that the fact that it's still only $250, it's got the Tyranitar alternate art, which I think is a huge card. It's awesome. People love it. I love it. And it's one of the first alternate arts, so I think it's going to do well. But more importantly, it's got the gold shiny Houndoom in it. So that card is very special to me. I love that card. That was like probably the third slab I ever bought, getting back into the hobby. So it's got a lot of cool cards in here. This was also the first booster box I ever opened as an adult. So very cool. This thing was looking very nice, as you can see. It was a good display booster box as well, so this one's definitely going to go out on the display. So very happy with this. The ask was $250 on this. I made a package deal with a couple of other cards, and I got it down to, I think, about $235. So a pretty good deal just based on what was out there. I was seeing like last sold's $260-ish on eBay, it looked like, as of today. So really happy with this. I love the Pokeball like print on the wrapping as well. So very happy that I was able to pick this up. All right, so staying on sealed, I also picked up these two different pack arts of Sun and Moon Celestial Storm. They say 65 lists. I got these at 55 each. I did a deal with my buddy Pat at First Round Picks, which is a shop in Canal, Winchester, Ohio. So if you live in Ohio and you're in the area, I highly suggest going to check out First Round Picks. The guys over there are great. They always take care of me, so shout out them. But I'm just trying to pick up some of these Sun and Moon packs while they're still, I guess affordable. I guess these aren't really affordable. It's, $60 for a pack. But I really want to try to get my hands on as many of these as I can before they inevitably probably reach triple digits. So very happy with this pickup. I'm kind of thinking about ripping this one though. All right, now on to the cards, which is probably the most important pickup of the day. So I will just go through each of these, and I'm just going to go through kind of like what I was thinking when I picked it up. Oops. Skipped one. So first we've got the Arceus Dialga Palkia Rainbow. This I picked up solely for the personal collection. This is for a Gen 4 Legendaries page that I'm doing. I've got like a master binder that's, I don't know, it's like 12 slots on each, or no, 16? Yeah, 16. 4x4? Yeah, 16. So it's 16 cards per page. So I've got like 32 total slots that I got to fill out for this. So I picked this up. I worked the price down, and that's what you're going to see, is that most of these prices that are listed are not what I actually paid, because if you're going to a show and you've got cash on hand, you can usually talk people down on the price, especially if you're buying a lot. So that's why shows are really good to go to, whether you're just looking for personal collection pickups, but especially if you're looking, for grading cards. If you can find a vendor who's got a lot of cards to grade, and maybe they've even got some PC cards that you're looking for, you can probably save a lot of money. So that's what happened here. But this is a beautiful card. I can't wait to add this to the binder. Next, we've got the Origin Form Palkia V-Star from Crown Zenith, which I love these gold cards from Crown Zenith. That was the first master set I completed as an adult. I had so much fun opening that with my wife. It was seriously one of the best times ever. But I think this card, it was just honestly in really good condition. I've already got this. I've graded a handful of these. Luck is all over the place with these. Some cards I have a lot of luck with. Some cards I strike out with. And this one's just kind of in the middle. I've had a lot of 10s, and I've had a lot of like 5s and 6s, weirdly enough. I think one of them was actually in my CGC video. I've gotten it with like every grading company at this point, but I mean, this thing's a beauty. It was just like a little off center top to bottom, but I'll take a chance. And I think one thing you might see in this is just how much of a chance I'm willing to take when it comes to grading cards. Not everything in here is going to be perfectly centered, especially on the back. Like I've said before, I think it's important to just have some 9s out there. You want people to be coming into your online shop, right? And if everything you have is at such a high paywall, you're going to block a lot of people from coming in. So I just like to make sure that I've got stuff that's, affordable, and I've got stuff that's really nice. And that's pretty much what I'm going for. I want anybody to be able to come in there. I don't want it to seem like, oh, the barrier to entry is that, everything is at least $250. I'm happy to put something out there that's a 9 that maybe I lost some money on, but maybe I found a customer who's going to come back for more. But enough babbling. Next, we've got this Sylveon VMAX. Brilliant Stars Trainer Gallery. Huge fan of that. Used to rip a bunch of Brilliant Stars when you could just buy it. I love this card. I love Sylveon. It's probably my favorite evolution. I'm really a Sylveon Espeon guy, I think. But this thing was just in really good condition. I've got this in the PC. I've completed all of the trainer gallery. I just think that was something that I thought these cards were undervalued for a long time, so I completed that a while ago. But this is a beautiful card. I'm going to send that one off to grading. Next, we've got the RCSV from Brilliant Stars again. This is like the only alternate art I pulled from Brilliant Stars, and I pulled it like 3 times. So me and this card go back. Another one kind of like that Palkia that I've got just like mixed luck grading. But this thing looked pretty good. It's a little off center, but again, if it 9s, you know, no worries. I'll probably still be able to sell it for what I paid. I'll probably lose the grading cost, but you know, that's the name of the game. This Lily's Determination from Mega Evolution. I've been picking these up. They're always really clean. So I figure in a like economy grading tier submission, like it can't hurt to just throw it in. I know that the premium on this isn't like super high, obviously, if you get in a 10, but I mean, I'm willing to take that chance on some lower end cards. I guess I wouldn't call $80 lower end, but on those cards that maybe, you know, getting a 10 isn't exactly gonna, you know, buy you a house type money. Next, we've got the Team Rocket's Moltres stamped promo from the Ultra Premium collection. I've been running into these, and when they're, I love stamped cards. Like, I don't know what it is, set stamps specifically. I love a good set stamp on a card. I think on a special illustration rare, it looks fantastic. So had to pick this up. I've actually got one at grading right now with tag. That was really clean, but this was also really clean. Like really well centered, no whitening. So I'm going to send this one in too. When I sent the other one in a month ago, the premium on a 10 was huge. So I'm not sure where it's at now, but you know, I'm going to go ahead and try it again anyway. Again, we've got Lily and her determination. Again, just another really clean copy, off center on the back, but I mean, you'll see I've got a lot of things here that are off center on the back. I'm going to start trying to go CGC more, and I just don't think they're super serious about the back. So I'm willing to try it out. We've got the Mimikyu Delta species for the Celebrations promo. I've been wanting to pick this up just for the PC. This is an awesome card. I mean, Delta species with like Cosmos holo foil is, I think, a great combination. I actually got this from a guy, and he was wondering why I gave him so much money, and I was like, dude, this is $10. It's in your dollar binder. But yeah, so he was pretty shocked. He thought I was just being an idiot, but I told him, I was like, dude, this is $10, man. You're already giving me a deal. So I just want to make sure I'm paying at least, you know, that percentage. Next, we've got Altaria from Paradox Rift. This is just for my Altaria page. I love Altaria. Like, one of my favorite Gen 3 Pokemon by far. I remember playing Sapphire for the first time and getting a Swablu and evolving it into Altaria. And since then, I got Altaria in like every party I can in every game it's available. So I'm currently playing through Heart Gold, and I have a shiny Altaria in that because it's a ROM, and I made everything shiny. So, yep. Anyway, Mewtwo EX, Breakpoint, I believe. I'm going to have to edit that if I'm wrong. But this is, I've been looking for all of these XY secret rares. They're so sick. I love all the Pokemon that are included. I've got the other Mewtwo. And this thing just looks so good. It's mod play, you know, for my binder. I don't really care that much. I'm fine with having something that's a little beat up on the back, but this thing looks fantastic. It's such a cool artwork. I love the gold borders on these. So very happy to get this in the collection. When it comes to those XY secret rares, I'm now looking at the high priced ones, you know, Yveltal, Shaman. So not looking forward to having to try to grab those, but I will pick those up because I love those secret rares. Next, we've got Espeon GX. This thing's just, I just love the Sun and Moon GX cards. The texture on these, like if you go on my Instagram, I take a bunch of pictures of cards and they're pretty much all textured. I don't know what it is, some kind of weirdness in me, I guess. I love the look of these though, and it obviously looks a lot better outside of the top loader, but just the texture patterns on these GX cards, the shine on them too, like undefeated. We've got Leafy on VMAX. So this one looked really clean. It's pretty well centered on the front, and it was pretty well centered on the back too. I picked one of these up back in November at the XL card show in Columbus, and unfortunately that came back a 9, and that was right before kind of that market correction. So I ended up losing like probably $100 on that card, but we're gonna try again because you should never give up. But this thing looks really good. I love this card. I mean, all of the Evolution alternate arts from Evolving Skies are awesome. So happy to get that. And if that gets a 10, that's going to be one of those, my wife loves Leafeon. I don't know. I might have that problem of like, I got something and now I can't get rid of it. But we're going to cross that bridge when we get there. If we get there. Next, we've got a Noivern GX Rainbow Secret Rare LP, $11. It was part of a bigger deal. I probably paid around 8 for it. Kind of just like a bonus add-in to make something work out cash-wise. I love Noivern. I love Noibat especially. So these old GX Rainbows are so good. I just think a lot of them are really undervalued. I mean, that's why I picked up the ADP one as well. But I'm just trying to pick these up when I kind of need to maybe even a cash deal out. They just look awesome. They're great binder cards. I think they're super undervalued. I don't know why people don't like them more. I love them. We've also got the Mega Gardevoir EX, Japanese. This thing is clean. It looked really good. I actually realized now that I didn't check out the back. I was trying very hard at the time to figure out the centering because the lighting was bad and there was just like a lot going on where I was. So I probably should have done that. I probably should have checked that out, but I mean, I guess I'll probably grade it anyways. This was way over comp. The guy admitted, he was like, I haven't updated these prices in a while, so he was cool about it. I ended up paying probably $115 for this, so very cool card. I think this is probably my favorite artwork in Mega. It's absolutely my favorite in Mega era. It's probably my favorite artwork though, and I mean, honestly, maybe all of the alternate arts. I just think this artwork is so good. I love Gardevoir. I love the Evo line. My wife loves it too, so that probably plays a part. But this thing, I mean, it just looks awesome. This is a phenomenal artwork, so we're going to grade that. That might be another that if we get a good grade, who knows what we're doing with it. Mega Charizard XEX promo. Picked this up. It looked pretty well centered for the most part. Back wonky, but again, I'm willing to try. I think this one, low risk, low reward, I'd say. I love this card though, so no matter what, even if it gets a 9, I might just keep it for myself in the slab collection. And then we've got Team Rocket's Ariana, same vendor, same deal. This thing looked pretty good. I just figured let's try grade it. Now here's where we're getting to some biggies. We got the Zekrom EX Special Illustration Rare. And this thing I got with the Leafeon and the Battle Styles booster box. So that's why I was able to do a really good deal with that guy. This card looked really nice when I checked it out. I looked at the back to make sure there are no dings or anything. I mean, all around, it was a very clean copy. So I'm very confident that we're hopefully going to grade a 10 on this, and I think this artwork is it's incredible. So again, I just a couple cards in this purchase today that if they grade well, they're going to be hard to move on from, but I got to keep things moving. I got to get better about selling these and actually getting the money to come back in. So we're going to see, but I'm really feeling good about that purchase. And then the last one, we've got another Zekrom. Again, this was from my guy Pat at First Round Picks. He was able to hook me up on this along with those Celestial Storm packs earlier. And this thing was clean as can be. I feel very confident about this one as well. So Zekrom was a big winner for me today. I don't know what it is. I keep finding this one as a clean copy, but I can't seem to find the Reshiram as a clean copy. But I've actually got one of these at grading right now. We're going to see what that gets. That's been at tag for a while. They've been delayed, so I haven't seen any movement on that. It was unfortunately just a regular tier submission, so I'm sure we've got some time. But I mean, this thing was looking really nice. Little scuff on the back, but I mean, no whitening, really well centered. So I'm excited about this one too. I think if one of the Zekroms happens, I'll be very happy. So yeah, I mean, all in all today, it was like a really good haul. I had a great time at the show. I mean, it was packed. It was nuts to butts. When I got out of there, I had to like reset for a second. I got in the car and I just sat down and enjoyed the quiet. Because man, it was tight in there. It was a little stinky. There was just one of the buildings had like one like actual door. Whereas the other had like a garage door open. So that building had like no airflow, just a lot of smells congregating together and just making a sinister scent. But I mean, all in all, man, it was a good time. One thing, if you're trying to go out and find cards to grade at shows, I definitely recommend focusing on smaller shows for that. When you go to like some shows that are bigger, what happens is, some of those vendors, they've got a lot of capital and they can afford to kind of send cards out to grade and just have those sitting out there while they're being graded. So you don't find as many gradable cards as you do if you go to like a smaller local show. So that's just a piece of advice for finding like gradable cards. I usually have a better time there. With bigger shows, you're going to have bigger vendors and man, they get busy. They get slammed with people. And when that's happening, it can take a while to, I see my cat chasing her tail in the background. You having fun? It can take a while to get helped. It's kind of like being at a bar that's slammed at 11 p.m. on a Saturday. You're just kind of waiting for your drink. You're back here waiting for the people in front of you to go. So I think you can just make a lot better use of your time at a smaller, more local show. But the bigger shows, that's where you find really cool stuff. That's where you find hard to find cards. I still haven't found my Expedition Mew Holo. So if you've got one, leave a comment, let me know. I'm looking for it. But yeah, that's it. And if you haven't gone to any shows, I highly recommend it if you're thinking about it. I didn't go to card shows for like the first like 2.5, 3 years of getting back into collecting. And I don't know why, I just didn't. But I've been going last year and a half. And I mean, they're a blast, big or small, you're going to have a good time at any of them. So highly recommend. It's a great way to just find stuff, see some really cool stuff, and then meet people too. I made a lot of friends that are vendors and just other people there. So it's always a great time. I highly recommend it, just getting out. So, yeah, it was a good day. I'm probably going to go get some pho, cause my wife is sick. So I'm going to go take care of that. But, yeah, I'll talk to you guys on the next one. Peace.